Today, we share a tale, the Path of Ishara, a story of enlightenment, as we explore this vast, formless universe. Now, in the land of Vilmara, where the rivers told secrets to the wind, and the stars remembered the names of the unborn. In other words, told a story of our history. There lived a young seeker named Ishara. Born under the waning moon, she carried the mark of Anitya, otherwise known as impermanence, on her left palm. Her village elders said she would either become a great mystic or vanish into madness. But Ishara was not alone. At the age of 17, Ishara met Kavi, a wandering poet who spoke in riddles and laughter. Kavi carried no possessions, but wore a necklace of broken mirrors. He told her, to find the truth, you must first see the lie you call yourself. Kavi led her to the lake of stillness, where Ishara saw not her reflection, but her fears, her longing to be seen, her shame, her pride. She wept, and in her weeping, the first veil lifted. Kavi vanished the next morning, leaving behind a single shard of mirror and a note. This is not the end, only the first forgetting. Years passed. Ishara wandered through forests and deserts until she came upon Rania, a fierce warrior monk who guarded the Temple of Ashes. Rania taught her discipline, not through silence, but through fire. Enlightenment is not peace, Rania said. It is the burning away of all that is not you. Under Rania's guidance, Ishara fasted, meditated, and faced the shadows of her lineage. She saw visions of her ancestors, some weeping, some laughing, and all waiting for her to remember. When she was ready, Rania gave her a blade made of obsidian and said, cut the cord that binds you to who you were. And so Ishara did. And so, in the mountains of Sandara, Ishara met Elion, a blind hermit who spoke only once a year. He lived in a cave of crystals and listened to the wind as if it were scripture. Elion taught her the art of listening without seeking. In his presence, Ishara learned to hear the voice of the void, the space that is between thoughts and the breath between words. One day, Elion whispered, the final gate is not a door, but a disappearance. And then he too was gone. Now, aged and luminous, Ishara returned to her village. The people did not recognize her, but the children followed her like birds to a rising sun. She spoke little, but when she did, her words carried the weight of galaxies. One evening, a child asked her, Are you enlightened? Ishara smiled and replied, I am not a flame. I am the space the flame dances in. And with that, she walked into the forest and became the wind. This helps us remember that enlightenment is not a destination or an instant happening. It is a path of compassion with the will to always grasp the unknown. Understanding what is not from what is, only within that will you begin to realize the dark, the light, and then the in-between of life. And then following that, you will understand the shades of the ego, where we now understand the enlightenment is not a form. It is the void that begins within you. That was the origin of who you are. I hope this leads you into a greater understanding of enlightenment, not as a destination, but as a journey of happening and experiencing with the willpower, guided with compassion, to explore these new territories, these new areas of your life. Become like the wind and dance within all it encounters. This is your Formless Guide, signing off.